Mike. I think we're good. Yo, 1 2 1 2. You guys can hear me, right? We're good. We're good.
Yo, 1 2 1
Okay.
2.
All right, we're good. All right, what's up, guys? How's it going? New Year's Eve. It is New Year's Eve, officially the last day of 2020. What is going on, guys? As I get situated here. Got everything good. We're good. Okay, perfect. Sorry if I was about a minute late. I'm actually just finished uploading these YouTube clips for the podcast today. We had a lot of them. Great conversation with Will Crow. If you guys have not done so, check out the podcast. Dropped this morning. Really good show today. Obviously, talking about the big news with Ryan Hilinski, and I'm sure that's what a lot of you want to get into today. But of course, New Year's Eve, just like as I did a year ago, reflecting on the year, talking about the top moments for the Spurs Up Show in 2020. And like I said, had a fantastic conversation. Former Gamecocks right-handed pitcher Will Crow joining the show. Big leaguer now. Made his MLB debut for the Washington Nationals just a couple months ago and just got traded to Pittsburgh. And Will, an awesome dude. Really excited to see what comes of his young career for sure. Dude's an electric player. As you can see, we got the Shane Storm going. Let's go. The Shane Storm shirt. Love this shirt. Love the merch. Love the way it turned out. But again, guys, happy New Year's. New Year's Eve. How's it going? Last day of 2020. Tim Dorn, Sean, Phil, what's going on? Jackson Gary 03. Any updates on the DC search? I knew that was coming. There are no updates, my friend. No updates. It is New Year's Eve. I don't think you're going to hear anything till next week, man. I think everybody's kind of enjoying New Year's Eve and going to enjoy the new year, and you'll probably find out next week. Or hell, maybe they'll drop it on us on Sunday again like they did last week. So as you guys can see, I'm rocking the SC baseball hat kind of in honor of the show that dropped today, the baseball show, if you will. But yeah, definitely go check that out, man. Awesome interview. Awesome interview with Will. Great show, but an awesome interview as well. I just want to point that out, no question. So, but again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, I'm sure a lot of your questions and comments are going to revolve around the news that dropped after we got off the Daily Crow yesterday with Ryan Hilinski entering the transfer portal. So there is the number, guys. I'll make sure the phone lines are open as well. You guys can get in here and we can chat about it. Cody Gaskin says, what was the rumor about them working on contract stuff with Mason? I mean, dude, I've been telling you since the beginning of the week, it sounded like from my people that it is going to be Derek Mason. Yeah, so that doesn't really surprise me at all. I think at this point it's still going to be Derek Mason. So, but the phone lines, let's see. The phone lines are open. Yeah, phone lines are wide open for you guys. So, excuse me. Here we go. Phone lines are wide open. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Excited to be talking to you guys again here on a Thursday, and not just any Thursday, but it is New Year's Eve, folks. It is New Year's Eve. Last day of 2020, man. It's crazy. It's wild. You know, I just threw up a post on Instagram because I feel like the mood around this day is hold on one second, sorry. It's kind of negative. You know what I mean? It's kind of negative. Everybody's kind of saying, you know, everybody's kind of saying that thank God 2020 is over, terrible year, blah, blah, blah. I tried to put a positive spin on it. Let's all say something we're thankful about, something we we enjoyed in 2020. Again, it was an unprecedented year, a year like unlike any other. You know what I mean? We all know that. I don't have to tell you guys that, but I'm excited. Look at me. I didn't even put up the sign today. I didn't even put up the sign. Let me fix this. I was wondering, I was like, what's missing? I've been going this morning. I just forgot to put the daggum sign up. That's my bad. Let's see. What should the sign say today? What should the sign say today, guys? Let's see. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Good call. Good call, Steven. That was an easy call. Grantham ain't coming to Carolina, man. That ain't happening. Let's see. Are we good? Is that? Oh crap! Come on. Oh, there we go. I was turning it the wrong way. There we go. Now it's official. This is Luke Doty's team. Beamer Doty 2021. There you go. Yes, sir. We posted that graphic yesterday. So yeah. Beamer Doty 2021. Again, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. 843-790-3377. Taking all your questions, comments, everything else. Lindsey Hagler, cheers to 2021 indeed. Mike Hall, happy new year to you as well. Be grateful in all things. Yeah, I agree. Mike Hall, 2021 year of the Beamer. Absolutely. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls. Great podcast today, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, episode 349 dropped this morning. And again, just kind of getting to relive 2020. Of course, we broke down the Hilinski stuff and everything, but getting to relive 2020. I'm going to post a graphic a little bit later today. The top 10 moments for the Spurs Up show as a whole. And I'll probably be posting some nostalgic, memorable stuff later today. Probably maybe some of my favorite moments, for the business as a whole. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to you guys. Amidst all the madness and the craziness and the ups and downs, you guys made 2020 a massive success for me and for the Spurs Up show as well. And I just want to say thank you to you guys because, again, without you, obviously it wouldn't be possible. So, Brandon Prothman, how much of last night's OU team will Beamer try to bring? Hopefully all of it. Boy, Oklahoma looked good, didn't they? My goodness. Oklahoma looked incredible. I picked OU in the bowl pick 'em, by the way. I picked OU straight up to win. And that was before the opt-outs. Like, I didn't even really know about all the opt-outs until I cut on the game last night. I just thought Florida's defense, man, they can't stop anybody. You know what I mean? They can't stop they couldn't stop a nosebleed. You got to have some semblance of a defense, and Florida has none. So that's why I never understood the all that Grantham talk. I never got that. Owen Turner, imagine Hilinski transferring to somewhere in the SEC East and torching our defense. Well, it won't happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. It won't happen. So, Zach Reeves, wish Hilinski the best. Absolutely 100% I do. Hunter Brown, Trask lost the Heisman last night. He wasn't going to win it either way, but yeah, he definitely eliminated any possibility whatsoever. Jackson Gary, do you think Colin will play next year? No, I do not. I think he'll serve as kind of a mentor, but I don't see no. Colin will not play. Luke already took his job, dude. No, he will not play. RJ Kelly, it showed last night in the OU Florida game that if you don't have SEC caliber receivers to throw to, you're not going to go very far. And Trask was like, yep. There you go. Boom. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Cody Gaskins, if you had to pick a defensive coordinator between Muschamp or Grantham, who would your pick be? Oh, God. I'd go Grantham. I don't want Muschamp near my program, bro. I'd go Grantham. Let's see, Steven, where do you think Ryan Hilinski's transferring? It sounds like Mississippi State is the hot rumor. I don't know 100%, but it's sounding like Mississippi State's the hot rumor, so we'll see. Chris Shuttlesworth, who are you hearing we're recruiting hard in the transfer portal? Dude, at this point, I have no idea. It's a crapshoot. I think we're going after everybody. I don't really know specifically who we're going after, so tough for me to say, to be honest. Hunter Brown, do you think Smith is a lock for the Heisman? I think either Devontae Smith or Mac Jones will win it. No question. So, Justin Bell, what's up, man? Doty 2021 indeed. Travis Lee, Colton take Luke's job. I don't think so as a true freshman. He could, certainly, but no, I think this is Luke Doty's team at this point. But, hey, best guy will play. I just want the best guy to play. No question. So, let the best guy play. Yeah, Tom McClellan, you are right. The Heisman votes have already been placed, but still Kyle Trask won't win it. Kyle Trask still won't win it. Jimmy Gossett, who's the DC? That is the $1 million question, my friend. I wish I had an answer for you. I wish I had an answer. Brandon Prothman, chicken wings, flats or drumsticks? I think you got to go flats, man. I used to be big on drumsticks, but when you find out the right way to eat them, when you break them down, and I think flats have got to be the go-to, man. I do. Chad Taylor, any chance we get Hooker from Virginia Tech? If so, is he the automatic starter? It'll be a great competition. I'll just say that. I think that'd be fun. And I expect South Carolina kind of to go out. They're going to get all kinds of guys from the transfer portal. So Travis Young, I think Derek Mason will be a good hire. I think he'd be a great hire, and I think he is going to be the hire, personally, if I had to predict it. I put my money on Derek Mason to be the guy at this point, from what I'm hearing. So, Dylan says Bentley back to Carolina. Yeah, good one. Good one. Good one. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls. You do want to call in 843-790-3377. The phone lines are open. Andrew, have a great New Year's Eve. You as well. You guys got any big New Year's Eve plans? I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, man, bars can't do anything. You think about it. I mean, can't drink after 11. What's the point? So I haven't decided yet. I've gotten invited to a house party, but I'm kind of leaning more so of just keeping a low key night and reflecting on 2020 and waking, maybe this is me getting old, but the feeling of waking up tomorrow refreshed, energized, ready to go, the first day of 2021, like you think about it, it is kind of backwards to wake up hungover on the first day of the new year. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like the old guy in the room, but I don't know. It's just, I woke up hungover on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day a lot. So a lot. Let's see. Hunter Brown, I don't know all the ratings, but I probably say Helinski is the highest rated quarterback in the portal this year. Probably definitely one of them. Lindsey Hagler, football tonight, indeed. Yeah, I probably should cut on Mississippi State's playing Tulsa right now. I could cut it on the TV. Let's see. I'm going to try to cut this on. Who are the night games tonight? Brandon Prothman says, welcome to your 30s. Thanks. Damn, Mississippi State's already up 7-0. I'm pretty sure I picked Mississippi State. Adam Ritter says, I feel like we're going to regret not giving Ryan time. And if we do, that is what it is. I hope he does go and ball out somewhere, but that doesn't mean it was the right fit here. I feel like we've dove into the situation, and I'm going to leave it at that. And if you guys want to talk about it more, we certainly can. But, man, I feel like I've talked about it ad nauseum for weeks. I mean, I said weeks ago I thought Ryan was out. And, just is what it is, man. The writing was on the wall. So, Mike Hall, oyster roast, low country boil tonight. Come down to Aiken. That sounds good. That actually sounds very good, Mike. Andrew Vincent, what was the night game tonight? What was the night game? Phoenix Wilson, 30 is the new 20. I agree. Hey, it's all about how you feel. It's all about how you feel. I feel great. I'm in the best shape of my life, so I feel great. Sean O'Brien, I know it's been discussed before, but it would be really interesting to see what dynamic or lack thereof was between Bobo and Helinski. It's clear he was optimistic with the Beamer hire, as we were. Let's go to the phone lines. Hey, man, what's going on? How are you?
What's going on, brother? How you doing today?
Doing well, just hanging out.
So, I know the big news is Helinski transfer and everything. But my main concern, more or less, is has there been any update on the defensive coordinator search?
No new update. I think with it being a holiday week, basically, I mean, I don't know that Beamer's on his own timeline. You know what I mean? It's hard to really gauge when he's going to drop all that news. Does he want to drop the defensive coordinator solo? Does he want to drop the last three assistants together? The latest rumor I've seen is that they were working on contract details with Derek Mason. So, I mean, there hasn't been like major updates, though. I think it's really just a wait and see process. But, I will say this. It sounds positive for the last three assistants. I mean, it sounds like we're going to get three damn good coaches if the names that are floating around are, the names that we're going to get. So, we'll see. But, no, there's nothing groundbreaking or earth-shattering here on New Year's Eve about the defensive coordinator, unfortunately. So,
yeah. I'd be stoked if we got Derek Mason. I mean, just like I know you can't really golf much with him as a head coach at Vandy. Yeah. But for him to be so positive at having not a winless season and still be able to talk positive about his guys, like that's what Carolina needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think I would love Mason. I mean, obviously, I think he's a good defensive coach, but I just almost even more so, like you're saying, his infectious energy and the way he's so upbeat and optimistic and positive. And I think that rubs off on players, obviously, and rubs off on your team. And, yeah, I think it'd be welcome. It'd be a welcome sight to, to have him in Columbia. And, again, you can't – you can't judge him on what was done at Vandy. I mean, Vandy's a place where it's basically impossible to win. How are you going to judge a guy based on that? And, hell, he had some – I mean, for Vandy, he had some decent years before this year. But, I mean, you can't really, again, can't judge him off the Vandy stuff. So, I'd be ecstatic with the Derek Mason hire. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. And then, obviously, you get into a bunch of debates with people about the Bobo situation, and that's probably something that you could debate all day about. I, for one, am definitely for Bobo. I mean, you look historically at what Carolina's offense have been, and since Spurrier, we really haven't put up that much point. And like you say, on a consistent basis, what he was able to do with our offense with a quarter of the talent that we normally have, it's just like mind blowing. And anybody that says that he's the issue, like, is just a hater,
Right. Well, I mean, people just want somebody to blame. You know what I mean? They want a scapegoat. And I don't know, man. I just don't look at – I don't know how you look, just sitting here thinking about it. I don't know how you look back on the 2020 season and the first thing your mind goes to was Mike Bobo was the reason we went 2-8. Like, I just – I'm not sitting here saying the guy's perfect or anything, but again, it's kind of like I've said the last couple of days, and I'm never one of these people that's like, oh, you didn't play the game, so your opinion doesn't matter. I'm a fan too. I didn't play football. I mean, I played a little bit in like middle school, but I didn't, I'm a baseball guy. I tell you that, but I've talked to enough football people, guys that played, former players, played at South Carolina, and it's like you can go one of two sides right now. You can either side with the disgruntled fan that most likely really just doesn't like Mike Bobo because they feel like Ryan Hilinski should have played, or you can listen to the football people who love this guy and think he's one of the best offensive minds in college football. So, I mean, and again, just from the fans, like from my side of things, our side of things, the fans, just looking this year, like if you stop and think about it critically, we had no wide receivers. We had a shoddy offensive line. Your top running back goes down the preseason. Hell, I'm going to just call it what it is. Your guy who was your starter in 2019, he didn't do whatever the hell he needed to do over the offseason to retain his job. So now you got to find a new quarterback. Right. And even with all of that thrown together, I mean, hell, man, the first half of the season, the offense definitely wasn't the problem. And the only reason in the second half it really became the problem is because you lost guys to injury. Hell, you lost Shi Smith. I mean, you had to play a freshman quarterback. So I don't know, man. I just, and maybe it's because I came into this season, especially after Marshawn Lloyd got hurt, I had zero expectations offensively. Like, I thought we were going to be atrocious. I thought the defense was going to keep us in games, and I thought the offense was just going to be nothing but a struggle. And then also the other thing, the last thing, how can you judge Mike Bobo in his 1 year under a Will Muschamp coach team?
Yeah,
I mean, no OC's done well under him. And he didn't get spring. I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy, but it's just the reality. He didn't get spring. This was a crazy year, and he's handcuffed by Will Muschamp. I mean, I just, again, if you want to be critical of it and skeptical of it, I totally understand that. But like dismissing the guy as if he's just a complete idiot and doesn't know football at all, that to me is. I don't think that's a good argument. You know what I mean? I just don't believe that is a good argument. Yeah. So, and again, he might go out there and stink next year. I don't know, but like you were saying, I truly believe that when you take a look at it critically, Mike Bobo is an offensive play caller. I think he got the absolute most out of what we had. I really do. I really, really do. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And like my thing is that I go back and tell people whenever they try to argue with me, and I know a lot of the fans that watch the Spurs Up show, they're completely against Mike Bobo, and that's fine. That's their opinion.
That's fair. Yeah.
But do you honestly say, just for instance, say we had Brian McClendon back, do you honestly think that Carolina would have put up the amount of points that they did this year under Will Muschamp?
I don't think this offense would have been, and that's why I don't understand the people that want to die on this hill of arguing Hilinski, because, man, I'll just be honest with you. I'm of one. I don't think this season turns out any differently. I really don't. Like, I mean, Because, again, look around the quarterback. Like, who in the world? Hey, and guess what? Maybe Hilinski's a little more mobile than Colin Hill, but not much. I mean, the sack numbers probably wouldn't have been much better. I mean, people act like we were sitting Justin Fields. I mean, like we're sitting Trevor Lawrence. Like, with all due respect, man, like I don't think things would have been much different. And we saw it in the 2019 with Ryan Hilinski. And you can say he was hurt, whatever, fine. But we saw Ryan Hilinski at the end of 2019 without a Brian Edwards, and it was just Shi Smith. And so who exactly he'd have been on the field with? Hey, we lost to App State. It's like people forgot that happened. Like, let's not act like the savior was sitting on the bench. I mean, so I don't know. That's just my take on it, man. And, like you said, there are tons of people that tune into my show that disagree, that think Bobo stinks. That's the beauty of it, though. We can all have our own opinion. We can all have a civil conversation and agree, disagree, whatever. And the great thing about it is time will tell, and we'll see it on the field. So, and I said the same thing about Muschamp too. So, I mean, you can't hide from. You can't hide it. You know what I mean? You're either going to figure it out or you're not. So, I don't know. It's crazy. It's so interesting though, man. The debate. I'll tell you this. And again, I think I've said this earlier this week, but I'll tell you this. I'm really surprised how much blame people are putting on Mike Bobo instead of Will Muschamp. I'm surprised people aren't putting it more on Muschamp than Bobo. That to me is a little shocking.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. How can being a head coach, Mike Bobo wanted to do some things, like Doty, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would feel that he wouldn't lie about saying Doty was a guy from week 2.
I mean, well, that's what my buddy that works for Georgia football that has friends that know Bobo very closely said. I mean, I don't think he'd lie about that. Yeah, I think Bobo knew that Doty was the best option he had, most dynamic option, the guy that needed to play. So, that's a real thing. Yeah.
And if he's saying that and then that wasn't happening, you obviously got to point your finger at Muschamp.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and again, it's just one of those things where we know basically for a fact that Muschamp has handcuffed a lot of his OCs. I mean, why would he do any different with a guy like Mike Bobo, even though, we felt like maybe Bobo being established and being a veteran OC that, he would be someone that could kind of break free of that. And I don't know, man. Again, I know fans, again, after you go 2-8, everybody's going to be under fire. And especially when, the golden child for a lot of fans doesn't play, he sits the bench all season long and you still go 2-8. There's going to be people that are upset that and like I said, I don't blame South Carolina fans at all for if you feel like a little let down, like if you feel a little, you didn't get exactly what you thought you were going to get in the retention of Mike Bobo. I totally understand it. I really do.
Yeah.
But to say that this dude is just complete trash, like I don't agree, man. I think with Beamer coming in and he's going to have his hand in the pot a little bit with the offensive stuff, like. I think people just let it play out. Let's just let it play out, see what happens. You got to get the Jimmys and Joes out there. You've got running backs. You have running backs. So you got to get the guys. If you can get the guys outside, and now you've got a mobile quarterback, and you got a guy like Colton Gauthier coming in who's got some mobility. I'm not saying he's going to play a lot, but you got him coming in, and then Gunnar Stockton coming in. Things are starting to turn a little bit. So let these guys work. Let it work out. Let's see what happens. And again, if Mike Bobo doesn't work out, he's on a 1-year contract. You can go get somebody else. So that's just the way I look at it.
But the point I was making about the whole thing though is you won't hear one complaint from me when you had a guy like Brian McClendon, where every Saturday I literally sat in my house and predicted the play that he was going to run.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing that, I know coaches with experience can do that. It was literally run, pass, punt.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Bobo was by far the most dynamic play caller we've had since Spurrier. No question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I got, though, man. I think I'm about to hop on TSUF and give me some merch, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the love and support, and appreciate the call, and Happy New Year to you and yours. And I know we're all looking forward to a prosperous and a fruitful 2021, man. So.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to you. Go Cox.
Go Cox. Take care, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, great call. Great stuff. 843-790-3377, guys. 843-790-3377. Let's see. It looks like we had it. If you called in and I missed it, you feel free to call back in, obviously. Let's see. Looks like we had a voicemail, actually. Oh, and I forgot to play my buddy Tim's voicemail. Let me get my buddy Tim. Tim, I apologize, man. Let's see. Actually, we'll go back out to the phone lines. Portland, Oregon calling. How about this?
Aaron.
Yo, what's going on, man? How are you?
Man, I'm always great, man. I'm always great. So, listen. I hear y'all talking about. I hear y'all talking about Mike Bobo, and this is a problem I had with not playing Hilinski. Like, it was apparent from the second game. Like, whenever you have 42 pass attempts for 212 yards, you're deficient at the quarterback position. So when you start Colin Hill, you are absolutely deficient. He is not good enough to play at this level, and a lot of people said that before the season started. So again, you go into the game half handcuffed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only issue I have with Mike Bobo. Now, maybe Will Muschamp was a part of that. Was a part of continuously running a guy out there you knew who wasn't going to get it done.
Mm.
You absolutely knew that. Like you could see that. And I don't think the play calling was dynamic. It was freaking 70% horizontal passes. The offense outside of Kevin Harris it wasn't very desirable in my opinion. But other people think it was decent at least.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the number one issue, but it was a big issue. The offense in total. But starting that Colin Hill was horrible. It was borderline criminal to start that guy. He may have given it his all.
Right.
He may have given it his all, and he may have done really well in practice. But when you start Colin Hill, you are deficient. He is not better than any other quarterback on the other sideline.
I'll ask you this: how much of the blame do you put on the wide receivers?
It's blame to go all around. Sometimes, physically, I don't think he can physically play the game at this level. And I said this on a particular message board. If he didn't light it up at Colorado State, what makes you think he's going to come to this division and light it up? That is not. And people can improve.
Right.
Absolutely, people can. Anybody can improve. But it's highly unlikely him being any good if he wasn't good at Colorado State. And Hilinski should have gotten more of a shot, in my opinion. Maybe he didn't earn it, but after we see Colin Hill with our eyes, we've seen Ryan Hilinski with our eyes. And nobody's choosing Colin Hill after seeing both of them. And that was a freshman, his freshman season going up against a fifth-year senior season, knowing the offense.
Right. I will just I want to say something about I will tell you that I think it's a fair argument from fans that, especially in games when we were getting blown out, that you didn't see Ryan Hilinski come in at all. I mean, that's fair. Because it reminds me a lot of the whole Michael Scarnecchia thing when he didn't get a shot at all after he, and I know it was a little bit different because you had Jake Bentley. He was one of your guys. But I agree with you in that regard. But I'll tell you this. I was down for a quarterback change early in the season, but it wasn't for Ryan Hilinski. It was for Luke Doty, because I felt like you have no receivers. You have a shoddy offensive line. Who is the quarterback on the roster that's going to bring a dynamic element that gives you a chance? And I thought Doty was the guy because, listen, I understand Ryan Hilinski hadn't had 3 ACL surgeries, but he's a statue too. Let's not pretend like he's not. He is. The sack numbers would have probably been the same.
That's absolutely true. He has his mobility is not.
Yeah. Doty's the guy that gives you that interesting dynamic. And we saw it. We saw it when he took over. His scrambling ability. It's just, it's a God-given gift that nobody else on that roster had. So, but I will give you the benefit. I will give you the credit that, Should Hilinski gotten maybe seen some more reps? Sure. You know what I mean? But, people were, and I said this in the preseason when Hill won the job, though. It's like, if you liked the Bobo hire, which many people did, by the way, many people loved the hire, then you got to trust him. And I think there's a lot of factors that went into it of why Colin Hill won the job. And again, I was somebody that I don't think Colin Hill's some All-American quarterback, but I didn't think he was the main person. I didn't think people should have been putting the blame on him early in the season, to be honest, because I just knew the reality of the wide receiver position. I mean, outside of Shi Smith, and if a defense takes him away, which the numbers that Shi was putting up early in the year, if you remember his 11, 12 catch games, like insanity. It was insane we were getting the ball that much to him. But teams knew we had nobody else. And here's what I kind of wish, man. I wish there was an alternate reality where we could do this 2020 season all over again, but do it with Ryan Hilinski. Because I think people would see that the receiver issue was a bigger issue than you're giving it credit for. Like, look at Kyle Trask last night. I mean, granted, I know he's playing Oklahoma, but like when you take away people's weapons and they got to throw to, as Dan Mullen called his scout team, quote unquote, it makes a difference. I'm just saying, like, and again, I'm not trying to defend and say Colin Hill's some All-American quarterback, but I think Hilinski would have struggled too. That's just my opinion. Now, again, we'll never know. That's the problem that I know most people have. So, I guess it is what it is. I don't know. So I really looked at, I hate to say this, man. I looked at Ryan Hilinski and Colin Hill as basically the same guy. I didn't see that much difference. Again, I know what Ryan did his freshman year, and that one game against Alabama really just got people, I saw people, I mean, obviously you didn't say this, but I saw somebody on Twitter say that, Ryan Hilinski almost beat Alabama. It was a 31-point game with 2 minutes left, and we scored a garbage time touchdown. Is that almost winning? Like, come on, give me a break. So, and I think the biggest part of it is that it wasn't the storybook ending for Ryan Hilinski that many of us desired. And that's just the fact. That's what it really comes down to, in my opinion. So, and it's a shame. And because like I said yesterday on social media, like I very, very much owe a lot to the Hilinski family. And, we did a lot of great work, and they gave me an opportunity to work for them. So yeah, it's a shame, because sitting here a year ago today, I would have never guessed what happened. I thought Ryan was the quarterback for the next 2-3 years, but it just didn't work out. I mean, I don't really know. It just didn't work out, and he lost his job. People, maybe this is harsh, but people put the blame on Bobo. I put it more on Ryan. He lost his job. Like, he let a guy come in that's had 3 ACL surgeries. I don't give a damn if he knows the offense better. Like, you should be the better player. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's all about, I think he needs to take accountability. Like, he lost his job, bottom line. He let an old senior come in, beaten, battered, bruised. Again, I don't care if the guy knew the playbook. He lost the job to him. So, and it's a shame, and I hope he balls out wherever he goes. But, again, all your criticisms are fair. I just want to say that. But it's a fun debate at this point. It's crazy, the back and forth. And, we'll never know. That's the unfortunate thing. I guess we'll just never know. So,
like I said, man, listen, I've seen both of the guys with my eyes, and I'm not saying Hilinski was much better.
Right.
No, I'm saying that. Yeah, he was much better than Colin Hill. Like, Colin Hill was awful. He wasn't the main reason, but he was a big part of the reason why the
borderline criminal, as you said, borderline criminal.
I think it was more. It was more of him than the wide receivers. And I think Ryan Hilinski can throw the ball horizontally, and I think he can throw slant passes all day. But it didn't work. It didn't happen. So it's just 2-8, and you regroup, and hopefully they can replicate that Oklahoma offense next year, which I doubt.
Well, I think having a mobile quarterback gives you the best chance to do that. And we can talk about why Ryan transferred because of Colin Hill. No, I think Ryan transferred because he ain't going to play in that system we're about to run. I just don't think so. Like, I think and again, it's no knock on Ryan personally, but for a while, you saw us recruiting Dak Joyner, and we recruited Hilinski and Bentley, and we were recruiting this mix of mobile and pocket Q. Like, you got to pick one or the other. What are we going for here? And I think you need a mobile quarterback. And again, it's all due respect to Ryan, but he's just limited. His God-gift abilities is his ability is not to run a 4.5. Luke Doty's is. So, I'd rather go with the mobile guy and develop his passing than try to teach a guy to be fast because you can't teach a guy to be fast. So that's just my personal opinion. I just think, especially at South Carolina, until you get 5-star linemen across the board, you know, you need a guy that can escape the pocket. I mean, we saw it with Connor Shaw. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's just my take on it. But
well, Doty's going to need a lot of improvement over the summer too. But
yeah, I agree.
That's why they practice.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, man. Hey, appreciate the call. Great banter. Good stuff, man. Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. 843-790-3377. Yeah, man. What a call. Fair points. Makes fair points. Santa Webster's possible personal stuff cost him the job and not his skills. I think certainly it's a mix of both. I won't get into deep. And I'll tell you this too, man, because I see a Gamecock legend Eric Sullivan in here commenting and all that. I'm just going to say this. I've heard enough from former players that played with Hilinski, that are older former players, whatever, that to tell me that, you know what, it was the right decision to play Colin Hill. And whether you want to hear that or not, that's fine, but that's just the reality.
John.
Hey, John, what's up, man?
Good. I just have my thoughts about Hilinski and the game last night. About Hilinski, I think, like you said, Hilinski probably didn't prepare like he should have, but I think maybe the reason some fans are upset is just maybe it's the off the field stuff that him and his family do.
Of course,
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with it.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. No, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's like I said in the preseason when Hill won the job. I said if, you know, and again, all due respect, I'm not trying to be insensitive or whatever, but like if you take away all that, if that didn't exist and it was just Ryan Hilinski, the dude, without all the other stuff, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We really wouldn't. It's just because of all the background, because of the story, the feel-good story, and, you know, I think that had a lot to do with it. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So.
No, yeah, and I don't know about the game last night. Like, I mean, Oklahoma just steamrolled Florida. I mean, it wasn't even like I get transfers without his top 4 weapons, but still, Dan Mullen apparently after the game last night came out and said their last game was 11 days ago, which would have been against Alabama.
Right.
And I think he probably said that without saying, "Oh yeah, we didn't prepare like we should have," and he didn't want to say they got their tails whooped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is not sharp from Dan Mullen.
I thought Dan Mullen sounded like a complete idiot last. You know, I saw some of his post game comments and stuff like that. I couldn't believe it, honestly. It didn't seem real what he said.
No, he seemed kind of a clown sometimes because especially like was it the Missouri game? There was a fight or something at the end of the first half. Missouri, and he comes out of the tunnel and like pumps up the fans.
He's like antagonizing them all that. Yeah,
probably came down.
Yeah,
and it's Missouri, so I don't know what. I mean,
right. Nah, Mullen's one of a kind. That is for sure.
I don't know Mullen. No, yeah, and why anybody would bring up a rumor of us wanting Todd Grantham, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I have no clue.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, the situation. I was just thinking this morning about the situation with Hilinski, and like you said, if you take the story away, it's probably not a big a deal, but that's probably part of it. Yeah,
that's definitely part of it. But yeah, again, it's a shame the way it happened, but it is what it is, and you got to move on and wish him the best. So.
No, yeah, and one more thing with him, on social media, for me, I only like if you're not part of the football program, I don't per se want to follow you on social media. But I think with Ryan, I'm still going to follow him on social media to see what he's up to. And
he'll definitely be. Yeah, he will definitely. People are definitely going to keep an eye on him. That's for sure. I mean, it's going to be a.
And the foundation.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. So.
Yeah. All right, that's how my thoughts on that was on my mind about people are upset about why he didn't get to play, but maybe a few plays this year. But I think part of it is like I said, the story and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. You make some good points. I appreciate the call, man. Happy New Year's to you, by the way.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
All right, take care. So appreciate it. Yeah. So one of the things I just noticed, by the way, so I tweeted this yesterday. The narrative that Mike Bobo started Colin Hill because, quote, he didn't like Hilinski, end quote, is one of the most absurd and laughable narratives out there. Who liked the tweet? None other than Gamecocks tight end Nick Muse. So take that for what it's worth. Take that for what it's worth. I just noticed it. I don't know if he just liked it or what, but yeah. Take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it is worth. How about Gamecocks women's with a game tonight playing Florida? How about that? Dawn Staley and the crew. Yeah, Spanner Webster, I agree. If it was that big of a deal, they should have just opted out of the game. It's wild. The comments from Mullen. Caleb, doesn't it scare you, though, that Ryan left once Bobo was confirmed as staying OC? That means Beamer may have not had any control or input on the offensive side, and Bobo is going to run Beamer in the offense. So you are telling me Ryan was allowed to just leave on Bobo's assessment. Ryan left before Beamer ever got to see him play live and assess him personally. That's not a good sign. Well, if you're going to keep the guy on to be your OC, you're going to trust his word. And if you think that Beamer did not watch any film on Ryan, I come on. I think he definitely did. So I think Beamer did his homework. Come on. I don't think he just came in, oh, yeah, do whatever you want. No, I think he did his homework. Rodney Creel, I won't say Ryan would have struggled some also, but you'll never convince me that Ryan and Colin are basically the same guy. Nah, Ryan can still develop with reps and experience, and Colin Hill has peaked, and it's unfair. It's an unfair comparison. The kid deserved more of a chance. We'll see wherever he goes then. You know what I mean? We'll see wherever he goes. Again, I said it yesterday. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars, and this is their livelihood. I don't think they're playing the worst player on purpose. That's And I think, what a lot of it played into is, that whole development thing, that's a nice little narrative, whatever, but we're talking about Will Muschamp coaching for his job. So he ain't got time to worry about development. He can't sell development. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was handcuffed playing the guy that he was like, I got to win now. So Thomas Walker erased the whole Hilinski Bobo narrative with the opportunity to pick OCs. Why are we saying are you saying who are we saying could do much worse and not can't do much better? Why are we saying could do much worse and not can't do much better? I don't know. That question's got me lost. I'm like spacing out. I'm having like a brain fart. Yes, I noticed he did not mention Bobo in his farewell article. Was anybody really surprised? I know that I wasn't. So, let's see. I was trying to get this freaking game on the TV. We're about to be off here anyways, I guess. See if we can get it to work. Dustin says, something tells me Ryan will transfer to Tennessee. Boy, that would be interesting. That'd be very interesting. I don't think he will, but that would be interesting. Christopher William Yana, can we hire a DC? LOL, I feel like I'm waiting on a chick to text me back. Thomas Walker could do much worse, can't do much. Okay, I got you. Steven, when are we going to beat Texas A&M? How many years? I have no idea. Hopefully next year. I have no idea. Savannah Webster, Mississippi State and Tulsa are playing right now. Mississippi State's got a 7-0 lead. Miss Stad 3, when it was apparent Hill wasn't going to help him keep his job, why was he still run out there? Again, I refuse to believe they were trotting out a guy they knew was worse than the backup. You know what I mean? Like if they thought it was going to help them win games, I feel like they would have trotted Hilinski out there. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did have some personal vendetta against him. Maybe Hilinski slept with Bobo's wife. Hell, I don't know, bro. I mean, what do you want to say? Like, you really want to run with that narrative? So, Nick Marshall, yeah, Dan Mullen looks stupid. That's for sure. He looks stupid. Dustin, do you think we'll have a normal spring practice and spring game? I think we'll have spring practice and a spring game. What will it look like as far as like a spring game? Will people even be allowed? I have no idea. So that's kind of tough to say. Come on. Freaking ESPN app sucks. Oh, Brian, can I go to Walmart to print out the digital pics from Apex? I believe you can. Yeah, I mean, anywhere you can print them, I think you can do it. So ESPN app sucks. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. And a quick reminder, if you have not done so, check out the podcast drop this morning, obviously breaking down the Hilinski news, also a reflection on 2020, top 10 moments for the – oh, snap. Oh, snap.
Exactly what he wants. Got them in exactly the position that he wants, down 7 and starting the second quarter.
Hold up. Here we go. Now we're playing it. And now we're not. Okay. This is just ridiculous. Let's see. Tim Dorn, do you trust Muschamp knew who the better quarterback was? Really? Well, that's why we keep hearing that Mike Bobo wanted to play Luke Doty since week 2. And he didn't. His best quarterback on the roster was at wide receiver. Thomas Walker, we also aren't taking into account that Hill already knew the offense early in the season. That had to be the reason Hill was starting. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you this. Knowing the offense is part of being a good quarterback. Like, if you don't, how can you play the guy if he knows 50% of the playbook? And if Ryan Hilinski only knows 50% of the playbook, you know whose fault that is? That's Ryan's. That's Ryan's. Bottom line. That's Ryan's fault. Why are we saying that's Bobo's fault? Bobo can't make him learn the offense. Can you just imagine this? Can you imagine going to practice? You got 2 quarterbacks. And you're saying, hey, we're going to call, I don't know, give me a spider Y2 banana, whatever. We're gonna call a play. And Colin goes out there, runs it flawlessly. Ryan goes out there. He don't even know where people are supposed to be. How can you play that guy? I mean, come on. Like, knowing the offense is pretty damn important. So, let's see. Eric Sullivan, quote, gives us the best chance to win, end quote, equals the others aren't doing shit. This is all we have. Indeed. Good call. Juan Galvis says, I think Beamer had to keep Bobo in order to not have a complete loss in recruits. You can see what he has done in his 1-year contract. I think Riley has another year at SMU and a potential 2022 option for Beamer. He probably some upside to stay 1 more year, win-win. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Miss Stat 3, do you think Doty knew the playbook? Maybe not, but he also had something neither of the other 2 had, which was athleticism and a dynamic player. So, yeah. That's what Doty had. I'll take the true freshman that knows 25% of the playbook with the dynamic nature that Luke Doty had over the other 2 guys. That's just me personally. I think you need a mobile quarterback, bottom line, and Doty gives you that. And again, that's no knock on Hilinski or Hill, but that's just a fact. Neither one of them can run. So, I don't know, man. I've kept my comments on the Hilinski thing pretty tame, but I just genuinely don't get it with some fans that, like, they act like this dude won the Heisman in 2019. He was solid. He had some good moments, but people forget, like, the awful moments that he had at Mizzou. We lost to App State, bro. We lost to App State with Ryan Hilinski taking every snap. People forget he overthrew Brian Edwards for the game-winning touchdown. I know there was a penalty. Thank God there was, because it bailed him out. But literally overthrew a wide-open guy for a touchdown. I mean, let's stop pretending like this dude's freshman season was like he was a freshman All-American. He had some bright spots. He had some lows. Colin Hill had some bright spots. He had some lows. I mean, people act like we were sitting Justin Fields on the bench. I mean, we weren't. And hey, Georgia recruited Ryan Hilinski, correct? My buddy that works at Georgia literally told me, we recruited him. We wanted him, whatever. But there's a reason Ryan Hilinski flew over 150 other schools to come to South Carolina. How good was he really? I'm just saying, if that rubs you the wrong way, I'm sorry about it. But taking all the story and the background out of it, did he do what he needed to do on the football field to play? I mean, apparently not. So, Caleb, and I don't think anybody's acting like he looked like Johnny Football when he played, but did he give this offense the best chance to move the football with his dynamic nature and being a dual threat guy? Yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I don't know, man. I think there's 2 sides of it right now. There's the fans that have – I think the biggest thing is this. People cannot remove emotion from logic. Because if you let your emotions get in the way in this thing, you think of the story, you think of the background, you think of his family moving to Columbia, you think of, the way that he embraced the city and the school. And that's all great. Like, I'm glad that happened. But none of that means jack shit when you get on the football field. So, again, I put more of the blame on Ryan, man. Dude just straight up lost the job. So, it's a shame. I'm not saying it ain't a shame that how it worked out, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And again, I just refuse to believe that Mike Bobo and Will Muschamp sat there in the damn meeting rooms and said, we're going to intentionally play the worst guy. Like, that didn't happen, guys. We're paying these guys millions of dollars, and they're fighting for their jobs. They're fighting for their livelihoods. They're not going to trot out a guy who gives them a less chance to win. That's just not going to happen. No matter what you believe, I'm telling you for a fact, that's not going to happen. So, it's, and I'll tell you this too, it's hard for me to judge any OC or quarterback under a Will Muschamp coach team. So, Ryan could have stuck around, battled for the job, seen how things went under Shane Beamer, but he didn't. And that's just the bottom line. He just didn't. So, whatever. Is what it is. And I mean, hey, and I've seen that a lot because Mistad3 says, I don't think that at all. I'm saying I saw both of them play. One was decent, one was horrible. And again, I've seen fans say that on Twitter too. I have eyes. I've watched the guys on TV. I mean, dude, I do what I do for a living, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know more about playing quarterback than Mike Bobo or any of our guys on the offensive staff. That's great that you saw what you saw on TV. That's fantastic. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I know I was as critical as any of Muschamp, and maybe I sound like a little bit of a hypocrite, but again, I'm not saying Ryan didn't do some really good things, and I'm not saying it's not fair to be a little bit disgruntled that he didn't get an opportunity. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not. So, I'm not saying that at all. I'm really surprised how much lack of blame Muschamp gets for this shit. I'm really surprised. Like, guys, at the end of the day, Will Muschamp's the head coach. He's got to sign off on it. I know he's letting Mike Bobo do his thing and all, but like, if he really felt like, because I mean, think about it, dude. Muschamp knows he's on the chopping block. He knew he was on the chopping block. If he really felt like Ryan Hilinski was going to give him a better chance to win and keep his job, you don't think he would have told Mike Bobo, we're going to play Ryan? I mean, I just don't see it, bro. Aaron Gibson, you said Bobo knew Doty was better in week 2, so they did keep running the worst quarterback out there. Well, again, how much input did Will Muschamp have in that? And that was the reason. From what I've heard, that was the reason. And again, Caleb, I don't know why they didn't play Ryan at all. Again, that's a fair. If you want to make that argument, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You can make that argument. All right, let's jump to phone lines. Yo, what's going on? How are you?
What's up, man? It's Gamecock Swag here, man.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good, man. Had a good Christmas and all, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year to you, obviously.
Yeah, I'm glad the bowl game was canceled. We didn't be playing that.
Yeah, I mean, selfishly, man, I'll tell you, I would have loved it from content purposes and, gives us another game to talk about. But, I thought to myself, maybe it's for the best. I don't, we can go ahead and get the coordinator stuff taken care of and get on the recruiting trail and move on to 2021. So, whatever. It is what it is.
Speaking of recruiting trail, man, Pete Limbo and Beamer, man, they're on it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I can't wait to see how much more they're on it. When they get that DC hired too. I mean,
I think the players know who the DC is going to be because we're getting a lot of players that are saying, I want to come.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
we have a guy that's committed to Memphis, a guy that's committed to Kentucky, and they're both going to flip probably to us. Both linebackers, so we definitely need them.
Yeah. No, I do. I think you're going to see it unfold definitely over the month of January. And I think this class, it's still going to be rough around the edges, but I think, I think you'll see it come together for sure. So I trust in Beamer and those guys to get it done.
I hate Alinsky left, though. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not the storybook ending we all envision, but it's just the reality of the game, man. The transfer portal is a real thing, and I mean, I'm sure he's disgruntled. I'm sure he's pissed off. I'm sure he feels like he got wrong. I hope he doesn't feel that way. I hope that, again, I put that on social media yesterday, and some people thought I was like taking a shot, or I was accusing him. I'm not accusing him of anything or taking a shot. I'm just saying that I see the mindset of the fans who want to point the finger and blame Bobo, and I hope Ryan is not taking that approach, because I just believe in life you have to be self-accountable. You got to take accountability for everything, and that's, if you start feeling like, outside stuff, outside sources, things that aren't in your control are affecting you, and you let that control you, it's a huge negative. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to get anything productive out of the situation. So I hope Ryan just accepts it. It is what it is. He can move on. He can transfer. That's the beauty of it. I mean, this year didn't even count, so he can go on and continue his career elsewhere. And I mean, again, I wish him nothing but the absolute best. I hope he goes and balls out wherever he goes. So,
yeah, I agree, and I'm really, with him leaving, it kind of opens the door for Goff here to have a chance. I mean, I know Dottie will probably be our QB1, but
yeah,
who knows? Goff here could be QB2 or QB1 eventually.
Yeah, and dude, and who, again, it's funny sitting here, like I said before, sitting here last year at this time, who would have ever thought the quarterback situation would have looked like what it did when the season started? So, I mean, we sit here right now and say, hey, Luke Doty's definitely the starter, and all that. Who knows, though? What's to say Shane Beamer and company don't go out and get a quarterback in the transfer portal? I mean, who knows? So you just never know. You never know. So, yeah.
Definitely going to be exciting.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's going to be very interesting to follow. That's for damn sure. So,
all right. Well, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the call, man. Take care. Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, great stuff. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Just got a couple of minutes left. We got literally 3 minutes left here on a Thursday. Appreciate you all tuning in. Really good stuff today. I mean, obviously, I expected it to be pretty intense with the Hilinski stuff, and you guys definitely don't disappoint me. I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning into the Daily Crow each and every single day, man. You guys make this a huge success, and I mean, this has just been a blast, and I can't wait to see what it does next year in 2021. This has been awesome. So, let's see. Take a couple more questions, then we'll kind of wrap up here. Let's see. Tony Stockman says, Doty gives the offense another weapon, which is his legs. Got to have a mobile quarterback, but it starts with the offensive line, and you need receivers. Look at all the playoff teams. Each has a mobile quarterback except Bama, which they really don't need one because of their talent. Bottom line, it comes down to talent at every position. But I do think I would have went out and got a different OC, but saying that, if all you got is quarterback and a running back, you're way behind from the whatever. I don't think it finished. Yeah, no, but I agree with you. I just think in college football today, you need a mobile quarterback. I think the defensive linemen, the linebackers, everybody's just way too athletic. They're way too talented. You got to have a guy that can make somebody miss. You're not good enough, and most teams aren't. But especially right now at South Carolina, you are not good enough to play 10 on 11. You're just not. You know what I mean? So you got to have a guy that can make people miss, move in the pocket, get outside the pocket, and make plays with his feet, and be an athlete. You know what I mean? Look at Spencer Rattler last night. You need a guy who can be an athlete, bottom line. So do a sim tonight. You never know. We might do it. Who knows? Maybe a little New Year's Eve simulation. You never know. Who would y'all want to see South Carolina play if we did a simulation on NCAA? You tell me. So O'Brien Funderburg. Yes, this is the 8x10. It's DJ Swearinger. Go check out my buddy Apex Art and Design, apexartanddesign.com. He's on Instagram, apex.artanddesign. Jeremy Smith, the artist, man, what a talented guy. This is the 8x10, though, DJ Swearinger piece. He's got the Shaw piece, Clowney piece, got a Kevin Harris piece. Really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. So, again, guys, we got about a minute left here. First things first, be sure to check out the podcast, episode 349, talking the Hilinski stuff, recapping 2020, top moments for the Spurs Up Show in 2020, and also, of course, fantastic conversation with Will Crow. But I want to say this, last things first, or first things first. I don't even know what I was trying to say. Last thing, though, the last Daily Crow of 2020. As we close this year, guys, I want to say again, thank you to you all for the love, support, everything else. It's crazy amidst the madness. And, I know a lot of people look at 2020 in a negative light. You guys made 2020, honestly, this was the best year of my life. Being able to to run the business, to do the Spurs Up show. I mean, this was the first year of my entire life where I ran a self-sufficient business for the entire calendar year. And the fact we were able to navigate through the challenges of 2020 and overcome the adversity and be sitting here right now talking to you all and do the damn thing. And without you guys' love and support, especially over that 3-4 month period, we were all locked up and we didn't have anything hardly to talk about. And I was makeshift putting together content. You guys continue to support. So again, thank you for all of that. I'm forever grateful to you all. And again, I hope you all have a very happy and safe New Year's Eve, by the way. Take an Uber if you got to. Have a safe, happy New Year's Eve, though, guys. We'll see you next year. No, seriously. Thank you guys so much for everything. I truly do appreciate it. We will do the Daily Crow tomorrow, noon to 1. And yes, a podcast dropping even tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.